On the ground, this is Amari in Hampton. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. When you talk about this Jets defense, well, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
2nd down and 8. Again, it's Hampton. Only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Third and 5.
Ready? 68, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Ready, ready?
Operating from the gun, Ballard, and this is going to be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
For the field goal, a 47-yard attempt.
York able to send this one through, and the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they'll be looking to make amends for that first drive, which came to a rather abrupt ending.
Certainly did, and I remember going back to my notes before this game, and a lot of times when I scout a guy, I have a little section about how does he handle adversity. And in this case, a big check mark. He may have thrown the first interception, but I don't think he's going to throw very many more.
And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Get it! 70 Timberwolves.
Now they'll shift things around. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. The Jets at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Ready? Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready?
Now the ball comes loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
But that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Cowboy 80. 18, Pioneer. Buffalo 18.
Operating from the gun. Cummins. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Cougar 19.
Looking to throw. Cummins. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Chargers' 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 2.
Let's go. Bronco 80. Ready.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Deputy. Hawk 70.
Back to throw. Cummins. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know we can't do a mind meld and really know exactly what he was thinking, but I didn't see an open receiver there. Maybe, possibly, he did that on purpose and just overthrew him.
Yeah, coverage was good, so maybe indeed that was another way to throw it away, if you will. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Come on. Set. 60, go.
A run once more with Hampton. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
6-yard line.
Ready up. Here we go. Set.
Back to throw now on 1st down. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. When you talk about this Jets defense, they currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
And I've loved watching this unit on tape because throughout this season, I've seen them do all the right things. They're about as talented a group as I've seen, and they know how to stop the run.
And they'll come out now in an empty backfield. 5 receivers split out, 2nd and 7.
19, Charger, 19, Ready.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats, 79 Broncos, Warriors 70.
Looking to throw. Ballard trying to lay one up deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
Here's Bryce Behringer now. Pulled in at the 24. A nice punt, but a good run back as well at 13 yards. And the Jets will take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Let's go. Bronco 80.
Now they'll audible to something else.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Mustang 19. Ready.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
Well, you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings, but at least that play call was a successful one. Now the focus offensively, that goes to overcoming the penalty and making all that yardage back again.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Ready. Hawk, set, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Go.
Operating from the gun. Cummins. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
18, trap 50, trap 50. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one deep for Wilson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
70, Cougar 19, Franco 80. Steady.
They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Get it.
They'll work inside here, Hampton. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities. No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
2nd and 10. Back to throw. Ballard. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers are able to stretch out their lead. Now Cade York for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Hall will give up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
19, Tiger, 19.
2nd and 11. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun, Barnett. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to roll it out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 20. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
Ready?
The Charger drive about to get going. Sitting at first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Off the RPO, he completes it. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Third down and 1.
Go! Liking ain't ready.
Trying to run for it with Hampton. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 50 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up with a very good clip.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A 2nd-round pick leading this offense well. It'll be a 1st down.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27.
Ready.
Off play action. Ballard. That's going to be caught. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
And nowhere to go. He only makes it to the 5.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
They go again with Hightower. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Hall. Oh, he's going to take this out of the back of the end zone.
kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
Looking to put a drive together. Up the middle, it's Hampton. We'll get this up to about the 44.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Backfield empty here. It's 3rd and long.
19 Tiger, 19 Warriors, 70.
Looking to throw. Ballard. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt. That's taken on the 25. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in the break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2nd and 15. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go.
They go play action here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw. Ballard. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The former third overall pick, Quentin Williams there to bring him down.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Come on, set. 60 by 6, 60 by 6. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll go again with Hall. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Straight ahead is Hall. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. This is 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Oh, I don't know if he sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
A final shot before break. Barnett. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep the tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Ballard looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 by 6.
Operating from the gun. Ballard. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Extra point attempt to follow here. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12.
Makes the score Chargers 19, Jets 7.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready,
The Charger drive about to get going. They're right back out there after watching the fumble go the other way. Still in control of this game, but that needs to serve as a wake-up call because they're not in the clear yet.
No, the message should be clear that fortunes can change.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, LA. Omari and Hampton with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And oh, that is going to be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. Oh, my goodness. Now that is going to be out of bounds on a free kick. And that's a big mistake. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready.
On the handoff, it's Hampton. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2nd and 9 now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
60 Eagle, 60 Eagle. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on third down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Back to throw. Ballard. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. How about them biting up 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
Gain of 15.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Off the play fake. Ballard. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Pass the 60. Pass the 60. Pass the 60.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Jets are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Let's go. 60.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks running with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a gain, hard to argue against calling it.
Come on. Set. Cougar 19.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw. No, fumble. It's out. It's loose. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, we may not see it behind the big play sheet that they like to use, but I'll bet there's a big grin on the defensive coordinator's face. A corner blitz, what we often call a cat blitz. Usually they disguise it, Brandon. You're up on a receiver. It looks like you're going to bump and run with him, press coverage, and then he just takes off straight for the quarterback, and someone comes behind him to pick up the receiver.
And as a former member of the secondary, it makes you happy too, doesn't it?
I can't lie about it. I've got a big grin on my face, too. That was a heck of a play, a heck of a call.
Well, and that is incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Set. Liking 18.
Back to throw. Ballard. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Rondé Gadsden, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Chargers are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at the 40.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready, ready.
They'll toss right side to Hampton. Taken down at the 42.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Shedding the tackle, and gives him some room. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Marion Hampton, his 8th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chargers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Second down and 3. 32, brought down there. 4 yards to pick up, first down. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Fights through and now a crease. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Jets are able to at least get one score back. Extra point attempt here still to come. All right, big problems there on the conversion. A poor snap. It's no good. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Charger drive about to get going as they try to finish things off in this fourth quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 7. Give here to Hampton. A beautiful fake. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 208 yards rushing for him so far as this terrific season continues here.
At the 34-yard line.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now 2nd and 10.
Ready, ready. Tighten up. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Pick it up.
Off play action. Barnett. Quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Going to look deep for Wilson. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson, 73 yards. And the Jets get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. A try here for the extra point. And the lead is down to 24.
Keeps the score. Chargers 44. Jets 20.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. They'll start it out with a run by Hampton. And it'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Man, 220 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if you picked up the 1st down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the 1st down because in college football, the clock stops with every 1st down. It actually aids the defense in that situation.
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense take the big play.
Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short the line to gain. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. They'll give the Hall. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, You're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And they'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go, set. Nike, half 70, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
Looking to throw. Barnett. Down, man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. From 4 yards out. And the Jets get a bit closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Chargers 44, Jets 26.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Let's go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win.
What's happening? What's happening? Hey, it's your boy Lil Jon. Lil Pick your meat click. What's up, Phony? What's happening? What's up, Sean Paul? What's happening? Hey, now ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time.